Hello again, Internet. I'm Ryan with Inglewood Instruments, and today I'm excited to show you something about how to play correctly. That is, how to fret a note onto your instrument correctly so that you are not getting buzzed, you're not getting weird out of tune things that you may not even realize you were doing. All we're talking about today is how and where to press down a string. This is just so super important because it dramatically and immediately will affect how clear and precise and clean your notes are. Whether that's in a chord or playing melodies, it doesn't matter. This will apply if you're learning how to do the one-finger chords, which is a video you should totally go check out. It's up here. Or if you're just doing any number of other more complicated chords. And now some housekeeping, the YouTube-y things. I would love for you to go over to the site. There's some links in the description. Check out all the resources we have there. But especially this lesson you're about to see is from our 101 course. I so fundamentally believe this is like a thing you need to know that I took it out of the course and putting it here in YouTube in a very unedited format. And I want you to take advantage of it. If you like it, go on over to the site. There's a free preview there. You could check out the course. I'd love for you to take advantage of that. It has got lifetime access, and there's like 70 lessons, PDFs, play along tracks, demos, jam tracks, all that kind of stuff's in there. Enough said about that. Just go ahead and check out this lesson. Okay, this lesson is to show you how to fret a note, which means how to press the string down in the proper way so that you can hear it and it doesn't sound funky or unappealing or whatever. This is an easy thing to get wrong and a very fundamental thing that we need to make sure we have understood before we get going. All right, so these are the frets, the little metal strips going up and down the neck. When we say we're going to fret a note, it means we're going to push the string down near a fret and then get a sound out of it, right? So we've got, there's our open high D. Right now I'm fretting the note at the 3rd fret on the high string. Now what I want you to see here, this is the important part, is when I am playing a note, I want to get as close to the fret as possible without being on top of it and being a little behind it right there. So instead of being here, so I'm trying to play the top string, the high string right there, not right there. See that difference? And notice how the farther away I get, you might be able to hear there's a little buzzing. No buzzing there. I'm trying to overemphasize so you can hear it a little bit better. There's buzzing there. And the reason for that is, and this is where your finger is actually part of the physics equation that's going on. I don't know if it's an equation, assume it is. Physics people know, I don't. If this is the fret, and the string is going over like this, if I push way back over here with my finger closer to the next fret, if I do that, then there's a lot of space in here for the string to vibrate extra amounts, right? And I have to push even harder down over here for it to really give pressure right here. So I've created a little bit of an odd tension scenario on this side of the fret that we don't want. But if I push closer to the fret, then the string has way less space to vibrate in, and it's got more downward pressure, which keeps it a little bit better in tune and stuff. It keeps it from being warbly and weird. Okay, so if we're going to do this, we're going to do it not there, but there. And that goes all the way up and down, right? So here, not different. I want to be right there. Not there, there. You can see that buzz is getting back in there. See if it happens on the low string. Yeah, you may not be able to hear it on your end, but it's on my end. More clear, pristine, less bzz options in there. Gotta be, and when I'm playing, I can feel that fret right there. I can feel the fret, I'm just not on top of the fret. Because the other extreme is if you're on top of the fret, right there. I mean, I can get it to ring a little bit, but the problem is, this is the fret and this is your finger. Now as your finger leans over, it's capturing a little bit of the string vibration over here, so it's muting it, right? And you don't want that either. So you want to be as close to the fret as possible without being on top of it. Cool? Now the other thing about this that I want to make sure we know is not to push down too hard. where possible, and this will take you a while to get the hang of, and in fact I don't do it well all the time, I'm sure, but you don't want to press down any harder than you need to, because if you do, you can make the note go out of tune. Maybe if you're new to an instrument, you may not be able to hear that as well. I do it on the middle string. The middle string has more difficulties at times. Can you hear that? I just took it sharp because I was pushing down harder, putting more tension on it, pulling more string across the fret. Can you hear that? And I will say that's one of the things about the Merlins. I'll grab the Merlin and show you that in a second. On the same exact principles. These are all for all fretted instruments, but on the Merlin, the string tension, the amount of tension they put on the strings is a little lower and than it is on other instruments. And if you don't know how to fret, you can push down too hard, and because the string tension is looser, you can accidentally bend the note around and then cause it to go out of tune. Let me show you. All right, so I got my D Merlin mahogany top, so same idea. If I'm back here, ooh, that buzz is really bad there. You just cannot do that. Gotta be up there. Now, like I was saying, the Merlin string tension is pretty low, so you can accidentally bend it. If you're trying a little too hard, you can bend it, get it out of tune that way, but also the whole thing I was saying. Can you hear that? I'm pushing really hard now. So let's try in the middle and see if you can hear it. That middle string will hear it. I'm pushing down real hard to get it, but as a new player, you can hear it there too. Let's find another place. Making it sharp. But as a new player, you're not necessarily going to notice that. And if you can't hear it, that's fine. When I started playing, I could barely hear anything. I couldn't tune for the first year. I just took it to my guitar teacher and he tuned my guitar because I couldn't quite hear what I'm probably telling you to listen for. But trust me, the less pressure you can put on the string, the better. And also because that'll keep you from wearing out your left hand. This is especially going to be true for those who are going to be working on like a bar chord kind of thing where you've got one finger that's trying to stretch across multiple strings. The amount of pressure you're putting on each one of those strings is going to be different just by virtue of trying to hold down a bunch. So that's okay. I did okay there. But right here, like I could get that out of tune. I could get that out of tune pretty quick. There we go. Got it out of tune. Or if I'm trying to do this kind of shape where which we'll get to. Don't be afraid. We'll get there. If I'm trying to hold it down too like I'm holding it. That's, it can get a little out of tune. Or like. You can get a little out of tune. That's not too bad actually. Sometimes the Merlins have a little bit more of a struggle than that. So anyway, this is how you fret a note. And now you've learned a little something. Hopefully you can take a few minutes and practice on that. And I think probably the best way to do it would just be to go up and down the neck. Now, I probably look a little bit like a psychopath because I'm staring straight at you when I should be staring at the instrument. That's what I expect you to do. So you'd be able to go, make sure you're on this side of the fret, remember, close to. Let's just do 2 downbeats. See if you try that out and how you feel about it. And as you're doing it, try and make sure you don't have too much pressure on it. That was vibrato. You don't need to do that part. All right, everybody, give that a shot. Did you fix that yet? Hopefully the lesson was what you needed in order to clean up your playing some. And if so, I would love for you to let us know. You can either email me directly on the website, hey@heyinglewood.com, or leave a comment below and just tell me, did this help you solve some buzzing or out of tune things you hadn't known about? Leave a comment, let us know. And as usual, hit the subscribe, etc. Don't forget the links in the description. And as always, I am Ryan. Happy playing. Out.